record in case number 721112 in the matter of the state of Texas versus Daniel Guajardo. Mr. Guajardo, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you consented? Have you given your attorney, Mr. Bob Behrens, and his court permission to go forward with your proceeding via video conference, also known as a Zoom app?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Can I get announcements from the attorneys for and from probation for and on the record?
Jordan Sims for the state of Texas.
Robert Behrens for Mr. Guajardo.
Marie Martinez for probation.
Okay, so Mr. Guajardo, back on the 15th day of February of 2024, you submitted an application for community supervision. The court granted your request and placed you on 12 months of deferred adjudication with the understanding that you were going to follow the court order that I issued on that day, and you were going to comply with your conditions of probation. On the 15th of February, the court warned you, admonished you, said to you that if you were to come back before the court, because the state filed a motion to revoke your probation, which they have, and after a hearing, which we're at now, after I hear from the state, and I hear from you, sir, and I hear from probation, and I hear from your attorney, once I hear from everyone, Mr. Guajardo, if the court determines that you have indeed violated your conditions of probation, and you have indeed not complied with the court's orders, then, Mr. Guajardo, you could face the full range of punishment all over again today. And that's up to 1 year at the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine, and you could lose your Second Amendment constitutional right to bear firearms, have guns, and handle ammunition. You were warned about this day back on February 15th. So, Mr. Guajardo, do you understand why you're present today?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand the possible outcome of today's hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Please stand by. Can you please mute yourself, sir? Thank you. All right. He understands why he's here. He understands what could possibly happen today. Mr. Sims, help us understand why we're here.
As of the 31st day of May 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Daniel Guajardo did fail to submit to drug testing for the month of May as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2. As of the 30th day of June 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Daniel Guajardo did fail to submit a drug testing for the month of June as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2. And as of the 31st day of July 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Daniel Guajardo, did fail to submit to drug testing for the month of as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
Are those the 3 violations you're going on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Guajardo, the state is alleging that you have failed to follow the court's order and comply with the condition of probation number 2 on 3 separate occasions. The first time was May the 31st of 2024. You failed to submit to a UA as court ordered. Is that true or not true?
It's true.
The second violation that they're alleging, Mr. Guajardo, is that yet again on the 30th of June of 2024, you were asked to submit to a court-ordered drug test, but you failed to submit a drug test on June the 30th of 2024. Is that true or not true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that true or not true?
It's true.
That's a true plea on the second violation of condition number 2. And the last violation they're pleading, Mr. Guajardo, is that you violated condition number 2 yet again on the 31st day of July of 2024. You failed to submit to drug testing for the month of July of 2024 as court ordered by the court. Is that true or not true?
It's true.
We had 3 true pleas from Mr. Guajardo. What is the state seeking?
Revocation, Your Honor.
Officer Martinez, I do want to make clear that this court will never turn down a defendant's or probationer's request for drug treatment, even at a motion to revoke. So can you please address whether Mr. Guajardo is seeking drug treatment or not? And if he's not, what is the probation's recommendation?
Your Honor, I do not know if he's seeking drug treatment or not, but on probation, I know that he did test positive for methamphetamines, and he did report that he was living at the Haven for Hope. However, Our connection with the Haven for Hope stated that there was no one by that name that was staying at the Haven for Hope. While he was on probation, he did not register for parenting. He did not register for BIP. He did not register for the City of San Antonio Ready to Work program. He did not complete any community service hours. He did not make a payment. However, he did pick up a new charge, a violation of a protective order, and for that reason, he has pending matters that will prevent him from being admitted into any inpatient treatment if he were to choose that. He has 203 days of jail time credit, and probation is recommending revocation. The court summary specifically from his probation officer specifically says that he has a proclivity to violence and is a threat to the community.
Okay. Mr. Behrens, the court will hear you next.
Judge, first of all, regarding the Haven for Hope question, that may be because he was at least booked under Gujardo, but his name is actually Guajardo, Guaj. So I don't know if that caused some confusion in them trying to look him up over there. He's been just this last month got sentenced to 5 years on a burglary, I believe, case in the 399. So he's going to be serving time anyway. Although he does have, or did have at that time, I think 450 some odd days of credit. He would like to get this behind him. They still have not indicted this new violation of protective order case. I don't know if they're going to, given the fact that he's got a felony sentence and about to get a misdemeanor sentence. I don't know if they're going to pursue that or not. I haven't heard one way or the other.
Bob, what was he sentenced to? 5 years out of the 399 for what offense?
I think it was a burglary, Judge.
Burglary. Okay. For felony burglary. Okay.
I'm pretty sure of that.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Behrens?
No, he threw himself on the mercy of the court. I guess it was a burglary, Judge.
Given the circumstances that you put on the record, Mr. Behrens, the court's going to accept his true pleas for violation of condition number 2 on 3 separate occasions. The 31st of May of 2024, the 30th of June of 2024, and the 31st day of July of 2024. The court is granting the state's motion to revoke his probation and adjudicating him guilty of the underlying offense of assault bodily injury to a family or household member alleged to have taken place on the 23rd day of February of 2023 in case number 721112. The court is sentencing Mr. Guajardo to 203 days at the Bexar County Jail, assessing no fine, no court costs, issuing the affirmative finding of family violence. Mr. Guajardo, I'm ordering that you get credit for time served. That's 203 days. And today on this case out of this court, your judgment is satisfied. Hopefully that expedites your transport over to a facility under the Texas Department of Corrections. Mr. Guajardo, I've also issued the affirmative finding of family violence. So upon your release from prison, you cannot live anywhere, stay anywhere, or visit any location where firearms, guns, or ammunition can be found. You cannot be a passenger or driver in any motor vehicle unless it's the bus taking you to prison where the guards are armed. In any motor vehicle in which firearms, guns, or ammunition are in that vehicle, you can't be in that vehicle. And once you're released from custody, Mr. Guajardo, we're not taking your right to hunt away, but we are definitely telling you how to hunt. You're ordered not to use a firearm, a gun, or ammunition to hunt with. That is the court's order today. His judgment is satisfied. Any questions, Mr. Guajardo?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Behrens, Mr. Sims, or Officer Martinez, anything you want to add to the record?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
Nothing from probation.
Okay, Mr. Sims and Mr. Behrens, you're both excused. Officer Martinez, you're excused. Mr. Guajardo, I don't know what to tell you other than it's unfortunate that you have chosen this path in your life. You have 5 years to think about it, and I hope that life is better and different for you upon your release from the Texas prison system. Good luck to you, sir. And we're off the record, Olga. I'm going to go fill out his paperwork.